How's it going, Cocky here? Welcome back to something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, I suppose. NHL 21. Today we are starting off the franchise mode for the newly released game. Even though it's been out, it's been out for, I guess, a couple weeks with EA Play, and I played it a little bit, got used to some of the new features. Mostly the new trade deadline mode and whatnot. But I wanted to wait until a roster update came out. Because, I mean, the game came out right at free agency. So this was even worse than a normal year where you want to wait until the season starts. But at least in a normal year, like all the free agents are signed and stuff like that, which still actually isn't even the case. There's guys like Eric Holla and Granlund, and I think with Hoffman still. That's going to date this video. I'm recording this on Friday and putting it up either Sunday or Monday, so sorry that'll date this video, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. So this, I wanted to wait until the roster update came out, but now we are going to dive in to franchise mode. And we're going to have a little bit of a challenge because last time I played as the Buffalo Sabres. Let me fess up here. There are actually unrecorded episodes of that series that I just never edited. I wasn't really interested in them. I didn't think they were very good, and the season it was kind of done, and I kind of went on a break, school stuff, and COVID happened, and all that fun stuff. So long story short, I kind of got tired of that. It was essentially too easy. The Sabres kind of have good players in the game to start with, and they were in a pretty good position, and I won like 3 Stanley Cups or some shit like that. So it wasn't that much of a good time. But we're going to rectify that. So we're going to go in Classic. We're not going to do a 32-team expansion or anything like that. My name, obviously, if you were here, a minute ago, or 3 minutes ago or whatever. My name is Katka, so that will be my GM name. But the team we are going to play as is the Chicago Blackhawks? No. Carolina Hurricanes? Nope. It's a little team out west, the Arizona Coyotes, who are having a little bit of financial turmoil, as they have for the last 20 years, essentially. My entire life, the Arizona Coyotes have been struggling with money. Oh, man, to be an Arizona fan. No, but we're going to take this team. We're going to put some restrictions on it. The owners called me up, right? They wanted to hire me, obviously, because of my work with Buffalo in the future that never happened. But they said, we got to have this kid. He's just such a great hockey mind. And they said, we need you, but for the next 3 years, we're pretty broke. So your operations budget and everything is fine. We have enough money for that, but on ice, the players, the cap, the salary cap is $81 million, I believe. We're going to check. We're going to leave Fog of War on and head coach, and scouting is going to be really important in this one. We're not going to do relocation or anything like that. No fantasy, all that. We are doing owner mode. Right? Yeah, we're going to do... Yeah, we're going to do owner mode just so we can have GM firing. But for 3 years, we are going to have a bit of a financial strap. So we aren't going to be able to spend to the cap. And actually, I'm going to see exactly how much we're allowed to. I got to get in touch with the higher-ups, and they're going to tell me how much money I can actually spend. And I'll get back to you on that. But here's what I want. I want injuries. I want to have to deal with injuries. I am going to turn injuries down in the settings, but I want authentic draft pick ownership, and trade difficulty is hard. I want waivers on, trade difficulty hard. Difficulty, I don't think that matters. Right? It doesn't matter, does it? I don't think it does. We're going to do 25-year GM mode because we might, I don't know, we might do this for a long time. I'm not sure. Depends on how I'm feeling. Period length, injuries, all that on. I got to go into here and I'm going to adjust the gameplay sliders or the advanced settings or whatever. I'm going to fiddle with the settings real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so we bumped up the sim engine scoring and shots generated. I left the draft prospects or the draft class quality and the generated prospect quality just a medium, but I wanted to bump up the scoring. Seems like, I don't know, it's just more fun when there's more scoring. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, a 1-0 game can be a great game, but it's more fun to have some barn burners and to be playing for offense. Personally, it's a lot more fun to commentate over that anyway. So we did that, and then I bumped injury occurrence for me and the CPU down to 25 from 50. So we are going to go ahead and start this career, keep the salary cap on, obviously. Creating new league, please wait. Okay, so now that we are in the game, the league has been created, we are ready to go. But I just got off the phone with the boss, and he said, we need you to shave some salary. We cannot afford this money. We're paying people $78 million, and we just don't have it. $78.5 million. We're spending within $3 million of the cap. We just don't have that kind of money. We need you to get it down to 72 this year, and we'll see about next. So we got to shave some serious salary. We got to get rid of $5.5 million, or $6.5 million, actually. I'm sorry. Now, that's a serious problem, but we'll see about that. All right, this team's in a rebuild. We're gonna go ahead and look at these contracts, see who's on this team, get a lay of the land, see where we need to take it. Because the way I see it, well, let's just go through the depth chart here, okay? Actually, I'm going to do this on the trade block page, on the proposed trade page, because then it shows me their value and, their everything. So let me just go ahead and do it on here. We're going to go through centers first. Centers are where you build your team, to me. Most important position. Clayton Keller, clearly the guy to build around. He's 22 years old. He's signed, I believe, right? Yeah, he's signed long-term. 7.15 for a player of his talent is going to be a steal. Barrett Hayton, probably the second line center of the future. He's 20. He's not ready for the NHL yet. He's going to be leading the charge in the AHL because I want to protect him. So that's my things this year. Make sure, no matter what I do, Barrett Hayton gets to stay in the AHL and ripen. We want him to center the first line on the AHL, and we want him to do well down there. So, Christian Dvorak, Nick Schmaltz, Derek Stepan. I'm going to go ahead and assume Stepan makes the most money. Yes, Stepan makes $6.5 million, which is actually exactly how much money we need to shed to be compliant with the boss. But I'm thinking if we maybe can see where else we can trim some fat, maybe we can actually trim some fat and have enough room to bring back some players that can hopefully help us build. Nobody expensive. I mean, we're not going to go out and trade these guys and have enough money left over to acquire Aaron Ekblad or something like that. Like, we just don't have that kind of money. We're not doing that. I'm trying to run a business here. So Stepan, Schmaltz, Dvorak, Keller are 4 NHL quality centers. They're actually 4 quite good centers. We have more down here. I see Tyler Pitlick. Okay, so Keller, Dvorak, Schmaltz, Stepan, Pitlick, Johan Larsson. Oh, I didn't know that the Coyotes signed Johan Larsson. Man, Buffalo's going to miss him, I think. IRL. I think they're going to miss him. I don't know if they're going to miss him for 1.4, but, I mean, if you ask me if I would have rather given Johan Larsson or Zemgus Girgensons 2.2 or whatever it was for 3 years, I think I'd rather give it to Johan Larsson. That's just me. I'm not a GM, but that's just my commentary. All right, so I'll shut up about real life now. Hayden. Okay, so we got an AHL team for sure. We probably want... Oh, let me find out. Hold on. Because we cheated last year. So, okay, we do have our draft picks for 2021. Thank God. We just lost the ones from last year. That was that last guy's problem. Sorry, let me get back up to centers. Okay, so we can theoretically maybe get rid of 2 of these guys. Or at least one, and if we have to have, like, 4th line center, Dryden Hunt. Is it Dryden? Yeah, Dryden Hunt. Like, it's not the end of the world, you know. On the prospects front, though, there's really not a lot at center. We got Keller and Hayton, and beyond that, not much. Jinnick, Steenbergen, sorry. And that's really it. Okay, so that's enough about centers. I'm definitely seeing where we can shed some fat right there and potentially head towards a rebuild. This team has nothing on the left. Holy crap, man. They don't have a single left winger on this team. Lawson Krause is the best left winger in the organization. He's 23, and wow. I see why they went out and got Taylor Hall last year. Man, so Lawson Krause. So I would prefer Lawson Krause be in the AHL. He's 23, 79 overall. And a lot of that's his physical attributes, which I don't value too highly, especially in our really high-flying offense, NHL. I want good shooters, good passers, good skaters. I value skating. At least, I don't know, that's just my experience. It's what I prefer. It's how I'm going to build the team. All right, let's check out right wingers. Hopefully we've got some of them. Okay, we do. And we have one that we have a contract dispute going on with right now. All right. So that is even worse, actually, because once we sign Christian Fischer, that's even less money for us to get. Oh man, that's going to be a problem. We have Aku Radi. Okay, sorry, getting flashbacks to Buffalo here. So yeah, we have to sign Christian Fischer. Didn't know that. That's a problem. So that's going to be even more money off our books. So that means we're going to have to shed even more salary. I think this guy right here has got to be our number 1 trade asset. Well, actually not our number 1 trade. Our number 1 trade asset is coming later, I imagine. But Phil Kessel, 2 years left. He's got a tradable salary, $6.8 million. He's 85 overall, 32 years old. He's a goal scorer. I think you could send him to a cup contender. He can go be their second line right wing, and they can go win, and we can get their first round pick or something along that lines, or a good prospect, something. So I would like to do that, I think. And especially, we don't want to hold on to Phil Kessel too long. We got to get rid of him this year because his potential's already dropped to a top 9 forward. He's not even a top 6, so his overall is, I think, going to drop pretty soon. Okay, so that's good to get a lay of the land. Okay, Connor Garland. Connor Garland's cheap. Connor Garland's like the exact kind of player we need on this team. 82 overall, dirt cheap, 24 years old. Okay, well, he plays both wings. He's a sniper as well. That's good. Do I see Clayton Keller's left winger this year? Oh man, we'll see what we do. Not much below the NHL level, really. This team doesn't have much at the NHL level, and they don't have anything below. Hudson Fasching, I believe. Yeah, Hudson Fasching is really the only prospect. Roddy's so far away, he's bottom 6, and Fasching's already 25. Yeah, this team really doesn't have anything on the wings. Nothing on the wing. Only a couple centers. Only really 2 young centers. Like 2 really good young centers, 2 pretty good younger centers, and then a couple top 9 potential guys who vary in quality. No real telling. Defensemen, this is where we have some pretty decent players, right? So we got Jacob Chikrin, who's going to be the horse here. This guy is the one. He's going to be the one we build the team around here. He's signed pretty long term for really cheap. 5 years is really good. $4.6 million. He's already an 83 overall. He's 22. He's got almost max trade value. This kid is what the team's going to be built around. OEL is what the team is built around right now, but I'm not sure. Man, I don't know what we're going to do with him. He's our captain. I don't want to trade him. I don't want to come in here and just tear up the room for no reason. A guy like Phil Kessel or a guy like Stepan, they were just acquired a couple of years ago or even last year. And I think, wasn't Stepan last year? Something like that. Yeah, like they're both new to the room. They're both older. We tried to get them. We brought them in. The last GM brought them in to try and go for a playoff run. It didn't really happen. He got fired. Now it's my responsibility to come in and maybe ship some of those guys back out while they're still valuable. But an OEL type player, I mean, this guy is the franchise right now. I don't want to just send him off because he's got high value and I can get something back for him. I don't want to run this GM mode like that. I kind of did that a little bit with Buffalo. I think it kind of took away from the value and the entertainment value of that series. So OEL, we're stuck with him. Oh, and he's got a no movement clause, and it's already passed, so I can't trade him. That's right. I need to check on that. I'm not gonna be true to every player's no movement clause, but we're gonna go ahead and say OEL has a no movement clause, and if we play really poorly for 4 years or something, if I still somehow have a job, then he's gone. But for now, he's the captain. We want him to get a ton of points. We want him to mentor Jacob Chychrun, shelter Jacob Chychrun, so Chychrun's not playing all the minutes. This is a guy, however, that I think it's his time to go. Last year on a deal, $5 million. We can retain some of that, send him off to a cup contender, and he'll be great for him, and we can thank him for his time and saves us $5 million right there. So see, this team's actually pretty well off in terms of most of these guys, the older guys, their contracts are up in the next couple of years. I guess I should talk about our prospects, though. Victor Soderstrom. When did they draft him? In 2019, 11th overall. I've never heard of this guy before, but I don't follow hockey as well as I thought I did, apparently. So he is 69 overall. He's already in the AHL, which kind of sucks because he's only 69 overall. But if we can just have him play third line minutes, hopefully he'll grow. We'll see how it goes. Nicholas Hjalmarsson, like I said, has got to go, I think, just for cap space, for value. I mean, he's worth quite a bit. Try and bring back some prospects, some people to help out the AHL team. I do not care what the NHL team looks like. I want the AHL team to be good. Capobianco, which means what? White something? What does capo mean? All right, so according to Google Translate, capo is boss or head, I guess, depending on the context. I don't speak Italian, but so he's Whitehead or White Boss. We're going to call him Whitehead. We're going to stick to Capobianco. If it was like a bird or something, that would have been cool. Could have called him something fun. I don't know. Could have been a good nickname, but I guess for right now, we'll just call him the Capo. He is 23, 74 overall. That's a guy that could potentially develop to be, a third pairing defenseman, one of those homegrown talent guys, kind of comes back for short-term cheap deals until he's about 30. You all have those guys. We all played GMO. We all have those guys that they kind of stay with your team for a reasonable deal. Hopefully he can be that kind of guy. We'll see. Alex Goligoski, 35 years old. 1 year? Yeah, 1 year left on his contract. $5.5 million. That's a lot of money we're wasting right there. Jason Demers, I believe, has more term. Oh no, Jason Demers is also in his last year. Oh my goodness. This team has so many 1 year deals. Okay, $4 million. Okay, so I don't think getting under $72 million is going to be a big deal at all. What else do we have in the NHL? Ilya Lyubushkin, who is 26, and he is signed for 1 year, $1 million. We'll see what happens with him. That is it. Jordan Esterly, who is, I believe, cheap. 1.4. Not the end of the world, though. Not the end of the world to keep that guy for this year. So, yeah, that's it on the NHL team. Okay, and then our prospects, like I said, Soderstrom, Capobianco, Sarajärvi, I'm not really going to bet money on. Cam Dineen, maybe. Westerland, it's not really hanging my hat on any of those guys. But Capobianco and Soderstrom and Chychrun. That's the thing about this Coyotes team is that our two best our best forward going forward. All right, poor choice of words. Our best forward going into the future, and then our best D-man going forward are both, I think, 22, 23. Or how old is? Yeah, they're both 22, and they're both on the team full time. They're both signed long term. Like, they're not prospects, but they're still going to grow into hopefully better players. And then we'll see how long OEL can stick around. Maybe after a few years, if he starts really declining, maybe we got to just try and get him out of his no move clause. Maybe we got to send him to another good team, retain salary. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, OEL is on this team. Let's see here. All right, I think that's pretty much it. There's no real interesting defenseman. We do want to see this, which is where I thought Hjalmarsson had more value than I expected. But this is where I believe our biggest trade asset is going to come from. Hjalmarsson's pretty much right there. So we have essentially two of the exact same goaltender. We've got three goalies. We've got to pick between Kuemper and Raanta. And here's why I'm going to do something potentially stupid down the line, but I think smart. Actually, I think it's smart down the line too. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Kuemper is the one who's gone. For me, Kuemper is gone. Kuemper has more value. He's more useful to a team because he's got an extra year. He also, trading him over Raanta saves us an extra $250,000, which I'm not sure how much that'll actually matter. But the big thing for me is potential. Starter versus fringe starter. Raanta, I think, will hold out a little longer. He is 1 year older. I don't think it will matter. We will probably have to move on from Raanta at the end of the year if we're really, really awful. Either way, so it really doesn't matter. We might have to just go and sign another goalie anyway. Potentially, from the couple test ones I've done, Matt Murray is usually available. You can kind of get him around the exact same value. It depends on who's available. We'll have to see. Actually, no, Matt Murray's gone. That's right. I was doing a GMO before the update. Matt Murray's gone. So ignore that part. But we'll have to see who's available for next year and just listen. I mean, we'll have to figure it out when we get there. But Kuemper is gone because we need the trade value. He's worth a little more money, worth a little more trade value. Helps us out on both fronts. And then Austin Hill, Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill will be our backup. He'll do fine. I hope. The only thing I'd like to do is go out and get another AHL goalie, potentially to work in a tandem with Prosvetov, Ivan Prosvetov, who is 21 and is, low fringe starter potential. We'll have to see who's available in the free agent market right now for goalies, because I don't want Tindek to be our backup goalie. I think the AHL team is really important this year. We need to kind of build like the Marlies did a few years ago. So, yeah, that's the situation. So, right off the bat, Darcy Kuemper, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, Derek Stepan are, I think, the big three to get gone. To me. Anyway. Stepan might be tough, although Stepan's only got 1 year. So I think we're going to have to retain salary on Stepan. I don't think we're going to have to do that on Kuemper, or we're definitely not doing it on Kuemper because he's got value and he's a really good player. So some team will be getting a good deal out of him. But we're definitely going to have to do it on Stepan. I don't think we're going to have to on Hjalmarsson, but we'll see. And then we got to figure out this Christian Fischer situation. So let's first start with Christian Fischer. All right, let's see what Fischer wants. Okay, he wants absolutely nothing, huh? I don't know how he wants, literally nothing. I think he's gonna be good. Do we try and take advantage of this situation and get him for 5 or 6 years, 7 years until he's, because this would be 26. Yeah, he'd be 3 years, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We could sign him for 8 for 2.5, but I don't want to sign a player like that for that long. I say we go until he's 29. I don't like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. For that little, we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring this guy back for a while. For 6 years. I mean, that's a pretty long time. Because he has. Let me see. Let me check real quick. I'll be right back. Or I won't be right back. I want to check his trade value again, because he seemed to have pretty good trade value, which is usually indicative of a pretty high potential player. He's a right winger. Christian Fischer, okay, nothing crazy, but like second liner potential for two. I mean, he's already a third liner. He's only 23. He's still got time to grow. I say we sign him for 6 years, just because he's willing to sign for that, but we're going to pay him 2.5 for 6, I think, because that doesn't seem legal. It doesn't seem right. But I don't know anything about Christian Fischer. Maybe I'm way overrating him, but I'm coming in and I want to not do that. There we go. I'm going to offer him a contract. Give him 6 years for 2.4. Actually, I'm going to do 2.4 million. Uh, 2.4. Okay, we're going to do 2.4 just because that's not really the length he wanted. And then we'll see if he even accepts that. So now what I need to do is go look through the goalie market and free agents, and also see what free agents are available, because for like low prices. So yeah, we've still got some pretty darn good players out here. Matt Barzal, not signed. Anthony Mantha, not signed. Sam Reinhart, not signed. Dylan Strome, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Vicchio, baby. Get the band back together. Get Victor Olofsson over here. Pulak. Some of these guys are not as good. Well, I guess some of them are pretty good. We don't really need any defense. We don't need Tony DeAngelo. Bring him back to the desert. No, thank you. Rupe Hintz would be good, but we've got two centers. I'm trying to think. We're not going to go out. I mean, we're the Arizona Coyotes. Like, we're not going to go out and steal some guy like Matt Barzal. Anthony Mantha maybe in a trade or something, but $7.5 million. We just don't have that kind of money. We're not in that position right now. I wouldn't mind picking up one of these, like, maybe lower end guys for under $3 million or something. Going out and trade for a guy. Dustin Byfuglien's gone. Dustin Byfuglien's retired. I'm not going to go and sign him. Some other team can have him. Matt Hoffman would be good to pick up for $3 million. I'm just saying. Michael Granlund would also be really good, but maybe Matt Hoffman would be interested. I mean, this has been a weird year for contracts. In real life, I mean, you've seen a lot. I mean, Taylor Hall signed a 1-year deal. Who going into training camp last year was like, oh yeah, Taylor Hall, I can see the future. He's going to sign in Buffalo for a 1-year, $8 million deal. Like, you'd have been like, yeah, $8 million, but that's probably right. But one year, really. Like, so maybe they'd be interested. Like, even Yevgeny Donov in Ottawa signed for 3 years, like $5 million. I don't know. I do not know. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I definitely want to do. The first guy gone, I think, has got to be Nicholas Hjalmarsson. See who wants him. And actually, I think we might try and do a trade here for potentially one of the RFAs. But we're not going to go, like, if we go to Buffalo, we're not going to try and get Reinhart from him. I mean, maybe, if we were going to try and sign a RFA off of this team, it would be Olofsson, right? We're not going to go out and steal. Middlestat sucks, first of all. That's insanely high trade value. Wow. He must get good in the game, obviously. He must be good in GM mode. He was pretty good last year, but that's beside the point. Like, if we were going to this team and trying to get a guy, it would be Olofsson, who I wouldn't actually mind. He would kind of fit here as a team, like a team that just needs someone to score some goals. That's why I'm thinking about Mike Hoffman. Which one's the BMX? Matt Hoffman rides BMX. Mike Hoffman plays hockey, I think. So I would be interested in going out and signing Hoffman to have someone to play on Clayton Keller's wing for 2 years, something like that. Just somebody to help the kid pot goals, play good hockey. What does Calgary have to give up? I mean, Pelletier, Ruzicka, who can play wing. I love the new features, by the way, of the alternate positions. That is absolutely lovely. It's exactly what I wanted. It's perfect. That could be a good pickup. Maybe Ruzicka and a pick for Hjalmarsson. We'll see. All right, so this is pretty much the best thing I could find. We're going to try it. Calgary's got the best player, I think. I want this Ruzicka kid. Ruzicka. I'm going to call him Ruzicka. Adam Ruzicka. Ruzicka. We're going to call him Ruzicka. I have no idea, actually. I could get the elite prospects thing. He's a power forward. He's 21 years old. He's already 72 overall, approximately, according to scouting, 3-bar scouting accuracy. I do have Fog of War on. He would go in. It's probably Ruzicka because he's Czech or Slovakian. I'm so sorry, Czech Republic and Slovakia. That's Slovakia. He's a center left wing. He could help out the AHL team now and develop with Barrett Hayton. Potentially be a couple years after Barrett Hayton. A guy who, when Hayton comes up, hopefully to the NHL next year, I would imagine he's already 79, so yeah, probably next year. This guy could potentially come in and be the first line center of the AHL team, and then when he gets pushed into the NHL, probably move him over to the wing, or potentially a third line center, depending on how this works. But the problem is Calgary doesn't have enough cap space to take him on, so I need to take Derek Ryan. I'm going to see if I can get them to retain half the salary on Derek Ryan, because $1.5 million, I don't necessarily hate paying for Derek Ryan to be like our fourth line center, and then maybe we can flip him at the deadline and let the kids come up and play or something like that, or probably just keep him. I mean, he's got 1 year left. Just let him walk. He's not worth a lot, but we'll see. And then this third-round pick on top. I don't think this is going to go through, but I want to try it. So we're going to go ahead. This has us seeing... this sees us having no retained salary on Hjalmarsson. We bring back Derek Ryan, which is kind of some salary, but then we get a good kid, I think, in Ruzicka, whatever, Adam, and then Calgary gives us a third. So let's try this. Trade rejected. It's woefully insufficient considering the value we are asking in return. So that sounds like they don't want to give us a pick at all. Probably gonna have to. Okay, let's try a sixth. I don't think this is gonna. Trade rejected. Oh, okay. They would take that deal, but they don't want. Hold on. Okay, so we could probably get a fifth, but they're not keen on keeping the amount of salary. Okay, well, let's bring it down to where we pay. What is that? If they pay... Hold on. Let's bring it back to 0, and then they pay... They pay $1.25 million even. Let's try that. Trade rejected. Still not interested in the deal. Okay, let's try it at 1. I'm playing hardball here, man. This is trade. They don't want it. Okay, we might have to take on this full salary, which would suck. But I want Ruzicka. We're still down $2 million from Derek Ryan, or from Hjalmarsson to Ryan. Ryan's a position we need more, especially in a rebuild. Hjalmarsson's too good a defenseman to be playing on this team with the other defensemen we have signed to longer-term contracts. So let's try this. They still don't want to retain the salary. They would take it if I didn't retain any salary, though. They did say that, essentially, is what they're saying. They're still not willing to accept the deal. Or they said that they weren't willing... Yeah, they said they weren't willing to retain the salary that we were asking them, right? Come on. All right, well... I'm trying to nickel and dime here. this is important, man. This could be my job. Still not willing to accept. And they don't have anybody else, really. I mean, if I'm going to ask them to retain $250,000, I might as well not even ask them to retain anything. Trade accepted. Trade accepted. Okay, so they would retain salary, but we're still down $2 million. We're just going to do best roster. It doesn't matter. Now I need to find a deal for... who else? Right, because, yeah, we have defensemen. Got plenty of defensemen. We have enough between, like, Goligoski and Demers. Will flip at the deadline. Actually, should they? Yeah, because I kind of want Esterly Lubushkin to be... I don't know. So Demers is probably going to end up being our first line right-handed D-man. I want Chikrin on the left in the second line. Sheltered. I want him sheltered. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D-men. Okay, so, and then we'll worry about injury replacements in free agency. We'll just sign some guys. So, oh man. Oh, and this isn't including how much I have to add back on because I'm trading, or I'm signing Christian Fischer. So next up, I think this one's going to be the big one. I really don't want to retain salary on this guy if I can at all avoid it. Any team that'll take him, that wants him, Dallas wants him. What is Dallas willing to give us? Hold on. For players, in terms of players, they wouldn't give us Guryanov, would they? Would they? Just straight up, no money? Guryanov's not going to get. I mean, we have to sign him, but he's not going to get $6.5 million. So this is why I had to pick out more than just a few guys to save money on, because we still got to build for the future here. Like, this is still a team that needs to be built for in the future, and also we have to bring money back. I mean, like, the salary cap makes it so tight. Man, Dallas has a lot of money in the salary cap. I don't know why they haven't signed these guys yet. Do we go out and try and get the Landria? Or do we get a pick? Or do we get a goal? No, they have Hudobin, and we don't want him. Do we try and get a third? No, we're not going to get a third. No way in hell we get a third. Sixth? Maybe? Screw it, let's try it. Trade accepted. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we got to sign Guryanov, but there's no way he gets $6.5 million. I like Guryanov too. He can kind of be Olofsson type player. We're not. I don't think we're going to trade Phil Kessel right now. He seems like a guy you maybe go into the year with and hopefully let him play, I guess. We'll see. Now, centers, we have too many centers, but some of them are going to have to play in the wing. Like, Nick Schmaltz is going to have to be a winger, plain and simple. Derek Ryan's going to probably be fourth line. Don't we have another? Derek Ryan, third line, Tyler Pitlick, fourth line. Or isn't there another one? Isn't there another one? Dryden Hunt, probably AHL. Or injury replacement guy, 13th forward. I don't know. We'll see. That's not important right now. Let's see. Who else do we got? There was another guy I wanted to get rid of. It's another forward, I thought? I guess it was Phil Kessel. No, I know who it was. Sorry, forgot. Forgot all about this. It's my last chance to... I'm debating in my head. I said I wanted to trade him because it was... I said I wanted to trade Kemper because it was later. I mean, it wasn't later. Earlier, I said I wanted to trade Kemper because he had an extra year. He's got a little bit more value. But we've brought back pretty good value with the guys we have, I think. I think that Guryanov's going to be good for us. Be able to step right into the lineup and be a young player that can score for this team that I think is going to have a really hard time scoring. And then my other concern is what if we can't bring back Aranta? What if we have to go out and sign another guy? Kemper's cost control. And he's younger. But he's got more value, and he's going to fall off a cliff sooner. This is tough. I think he's 1 year younger, but he's a fringe starter, so his potential isn't as good. Oh, man. I think we got to go with Kemper. We got to go with Kemper just to maximize value. I'm going to say it was that he had a really good year last year, but we aren't sure he can repeat it. What teams need a goalie? I'm going to go ahead. Well, let's see. Does nobody want him? Oh, man. This is going to be fun. I will be right back. Hopefully, I will have found a trade. All right. So I think it's the best I'm going to do. Buffalo wants him. Only a handful of teams wanted this guy. I think it was Buffalo and like Edmonton, who can't afford him. I don't know why they would even bother. And then like basically teams that could afford him and wanted him, it was down to Buffalo, Chicago, Carolina. And that is it. Those are the only 3 teams that could even trade for him because I'm not taking back any money. I was tempted. I was very tempted to go out and try and get Olofsson. But I don't need to be spending that money, especially if I want to try and snag Mike Hoffman off of free agency. So I don't need to be spending that money on a guy like Victor Olofsson. Although he would have been... I mean, well, maybe I should. Maybe I should just get Victor Olofsson. Hold on. Because he's essentially Mike Hoffman. But he's going to be cheaper and I can control him. They both score a lot. He's a good skater. Damn. How much more does he cost? Like, how much more does Victor Olofsson cost them? You know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I work out a deal here where we try and get both of them? I don't think this is going to work, but let's go ahead and try it. Darcy Kemper for a 3rd from this year, next year, and a 4th from next year, and Victor Olofsson. Trade rejected. Value weight sending our way isn't sufficient at all. Okay, I didn't think that would work. Let's just try it without the 4th. It isn't sufficient at all. Interesting. Would they be interested in potentially the 6th rounder from Dallas? The value's just a bit low. It's just a bit low for them. What else do we have here? We have any extra? Yeah, we should just give them Calgary's 5th instead of Dallas's 6th. I bet that's enough. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, that's not all for the trades, though. I want to get rid of Goligoski, and I am not taking money back. I am trading him for a pick straight up because we need to go and try and sign another guy, another defenseman, probably, hopefully right-handed. And then whatever, we still got to sign our other people too. So Goligoski has got to go. You can't afford him. I will be right back, and hopefully I'll have a trade for Goligoski. All right, so Philadelphia's got the money for Goligoski. They want him. He's out of the division. He's out of our problem. They're a buyer. They want players. So I'm going to try and get a 3rd and a 6th. I don't think this one's going to go through, but we're going to go ahead and try it. Trade accepted. Okay, didn't take any money back on that at all. We've got $10 million to sign the players that we just traded for. So let's not forget, I just shipped out a bunch of money, but I brought back some pretty good players. But the core of this team is still here. We still have up the gut. We still have Keller, Dvorak, Schmaltz, and Hayton still. I didn't get rid of any of those guys. I just got rid of Stepan, like extra guys. Still have nothing on the left wing. Although I did kind of solve that problem a little bit. I didn't even get rid of Kessel. I did not get rid of Ekman Larson. All I did was get rid of Hjalmarsson and Goligoski, who are old in their last year of their deal. They still had value. Somebody in the NHL will pay those guys, especially Nicholas Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson's still a great player. Still could have been useful to this team, but we need Chychrun in that number 3 D-man spot, and Goligoski and Hjalmarsson were essentially taking that from him. Hjalmarsson played on the right side mostly, but still, we didn't need that competition there, especially Goligoski. We need another guy on the right, and we need a couple more D-men just to fill out the roster. We don't have much in terms of space, though. We only have 4 or 6 extra contracts, and I know that we need another goalie, and we really need 2 extra goalies. Realistically, we probably we'll see what we need, but I mean, yeah, because in the system we still got we probably want to sign like an AHL stud D-man. We're gonna want to sign maybe another couple wingers, AHL quality wingers, just depth signings, and then we probably need so I'm gonna say we've only got 6. We need a goalie, so that's only 5 contracts left. I'm gonna say we need another defenseman, maybe 2 wingers. I don't think we need any. We might. No, we don't need any centers. We're good on centers because we got centers down. That's not a problem. Okay, so we need some AHL depth. Oh, and we need to sign the guys that I just traded for too. Let's see here. Expiring. We need Victor Olofsson. Only wants $2 million, but it goes up quick. He is an RFA at the end of next season, but we are not signing him for that long. So we're just going to go ahead. 2.6. We're going to offer him 2.5. We're going to give Denis Guryanov is an RFA until then. So he can get him for 3 years. But I'm going to sign him for 2. Because then I can probably get him for 2.25 for 2. And then we still got him under control for a while after that. We'll give him 2.25. And then Derek Ryan, I'm not really concerned about. Christian Fischer, we'll see what he does. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Especially because, I mean, in the depth chart, he just got pushed down quite a bit. But Guryanov's probably going to play on the left. Olis is definitely going to play on the left. We'll see how this goes. Those are the only 3 unsigned guys, I believe, that are going to actually play. Yeah, none of those guys are good enough. Goalies, we still got our 3 goalies, 4 goalies, but I want to go out and find another goalie. So free agency, here we come. We are looking for the most important one is affordable, because we really don't have, well, we have $19 million of cap space, but I might have just, I think I just gave out about, well, actually, no, we only have $9 million in cap space, really. I think I just gave out like 6 of that or 7 of that, so got to get past all these guys. I need 2-way. That's what I need. That's what I need to be signing is 2-way deals. Jeremy Bracco is not, he's a UFA. They didn't, interesting. Jeremy Bracco I'd be interested in. Drake Kajula doesn't want any money? Wow. All right. I really want like a 2-way defenseman or an offensive. Slater Cuckoo. Yeah, Slater Cuckoo might be too good. I want a guy who's like not going to get picked up on waivers. Let's see here. Mark Mathot, Charles Houdon, right? Charles Houdon. He's 30. He's an 80 overall. I mean, some of these guys are like legit that overall. Michael Bodker, Frederick Gauthier, Sobotka, Pirlini, Fantenberg. Tim Heed is the kind of guy I'm thinking of. Like an offensive, maybe like an, like an AHL stud. Brett Ritchie also could be good. I could be interested in... I want depth for it, like a Bo Bennett. That's perfect. He's signed for 2 years for he signed for 3 for 8.5. I bet he'd sign 3 for 8. Let's go out and go Bo Bennett. Rimielli. Madison Bowie, sorry. Madison Bowie's still pretty young. He's not going to really grow, but he's still pretty young. Tom Pyatt. I'm not really looking for centers. I'm looking for wingers. Matt Martin, Hunwick. Hunwick could be good. Well, especially because if I get like a guy like Bo Bennett and he sits in the NHL as like a injury guy, he could really be... He could push down some of the guys out of the NHL lineup. Hannakainen. Marcus Hannakainen could be pretty good. Jake Dotchin, Kevin Connaughton. 2AD, Kevin Connaughton. Pretty decent skater. Decent shooter. Where did he play last year? Does he put up points? I mean, this is like not in the simulation, but put up 27 points in the AHL last year. A team that doesn't exist anymore. Chris Terry. And O'Gara, or Rob O'Gara, sorry. Archibald, Mark Letestu. Let me look for a defenseman first. Let me get Jake Dotchin for 2 years at 8. We're gonna have to, I think, free up a few contracts. So we're gonna go through and just get some of the absolute like bums out, like the real bummy guys, like who are signed to contracts. Like this guy's never gonna grow into anything. This guy's never gonna grow into anything. Kudla, not gonna happen, dude. Like, I'm sorry. This guy's a 19-year-old. Something might happen with him. But like these 3 guys, we're gonna take them, give them somewhere that can afford it. Like, they can just have that for their 7th. That's just, we need space. We're not going to get anything out of them, but that's 3 players. So we're going to go ahead and advance day into preseason. Going to view the owner goals, which aren't going to happen. You want to have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. I might be able to do that. We got to upgrade the store, and we got to beat Vegas. That's awesome. That's fixed our left wing. Denis Guryanov helps our wing situation too. Christian Fischer also helps our wing situation. Jake Dotchin is great. Bo Bennett, that's awesome. Now we just need to go find a goalie, and then we need to send the guys who are going to be in the AHL down and hopefully try and find somebody to be our guy up here. Let me go and find out. Free agents. So we traded 3 guys away and we are good. So yeah, 2-way deals are massive because they save us lots of money. I think we're gonna go. I think just based on like scouting alone, we really should get Jeremy Bracco. I think we should pay for him. He's a medium elite potential. He's 3-bar medium elite. So we're not really sure how accurate that is. 76 overall. This guy could help out the team here. We got the space for him. It's not a big deal at all. It's not a big deal at all to get a guy like that. Now here's the thing. Who do we want to be the goalie? We're gonna get Bebo. It's just an AHL guy. Gonna sign him for 1 year, $700,000. If I gave him $7 million, fire me. We have $64.5 million, so we got plenty of space to work with. I say let's sign him for 2 years. Screw it, we got the money. Let's go 3.75, just so he comes here for sure, and he can play on the right side. All right, so if Vatanen signs, that'll be the end of it. Christian Fischer for 3rd. No thanks. I signed that deal with Christian Fischer. I feel like that's one of them ones where I got to just take it. So Mandalese signed. And Vatanen signed. All right, awesome. Antoine Bibeau signed as well. and Jeremy Bracco. That's sweet. So let's figure out these lineups now. We're going to go ahead and do roster moves. And I know who I want gone off the NHL team is Ruzicka and Ness. Dryden Hunt young. Dryden Hunt's 24. Dryden Hunt can stay up here. Injury replacement guy. John Hayden's 25. Johan Larson, 20. He's old. Doesn't matter. Esterly's got to stay. Bushkin. Lawson Krause. I guess Lawson Krause should be playing in the NHL. He's an NHL player. Barrett Hayton's going down, though. That sounds mean. That sounds aggressive. Who comes up? Olofsson, Vatanen, Guryanov. All right. My lines will require fixing. That doesn't matter. Also, Christian Fischer's got to go up. And then who else is bad up here? I guess that's fine. All right, well, now we just got to check and see what the lineups look like. So we're just going to do best lines. I'm not going to fight with a thing right now. We've been really good during preseason, by the way, but it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, this is pretty much how I would have done it, I guess. Maybe not quite. Where is Christian Fischer's third line right there? I definitely... Oh, man. I like Clayton Keller a lot, but I don't want him to get, like, screwed over. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be, like, completely boned because he's playing against too good of a competition. But I also want him to get his playing time. So I say let's screw it. Let's put him there. Derek Ryan comes in the clutch, I guess. Christian Fischer only plays right wing. Lawson Krause left wing. Kind of would have liked Derek Ryan at that. Why don't we put Derek Ryan here? And then Schmaltz on the right because he can play the wing. So that kind of fills out the lineup a little bit more top heavy. So he can play. Connor Garland can play left wing. He's fine. He's a third line scoring forward. He's fine playing that. Yeah, these guys, I think this is the way to go. Lawson Krause in the fourth. John Hayden there. Scratched. Okay, so we need to call up a defenseman. Well, actually, we need to check our defenseman first. Check their... Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Chikrin and Demers, I think, should do pretty well together. Ekman Larson, Vaught. Actually, I probably want it this way. Yeah, I probably do want it. Demers on the first line with OEL because OEL is more offensive. I guess he's really not, I mean, he's a two-way guy. He's just good. He's actually better defensively. Who's better defensively here? Defensive awareness 86, 3.5 star, 87. Oh no, wait. Sammy Vatanen's 86, 86. It doesn't really matter. Chikrin's better than either of them anyway. It doesn't really matter. We'll put Vatanen there. We'll put the Mers on the top line, so hopefully he gets some points and we can flip him for something towards the trade deadline. Goalies, Ranta and Hill. I think I made the right decision trading Kemper over Ranta. We couldn't have both of them, though. I mean, let's be honest here. Bibo and Provsvetov. Yeah. And then down here, Jeremy Bracco. I'm excited to see him potentially do something cool down here. Bo Bennett, Hudson Fashing, Jake Dotchin. I think Dotchin's the one who comes up and plays in the NHL. So we want Capobianco down there. Scratched. Who's good down here? Victor Soderstrom. We still have Marianosa. Oh, he doesn't make any money. Okay, they got that figured out, though, because he's retired or whatever. Emil Pettersson? Is that like, is he Elias's? What is he related to Elias? Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Let's do roster moves. Again, actually, I guess I could go try and I could just see if there's another like defenseman. I've got the cap space. Delzato maybe. Madison Bowie. Madison Bowie's young, at least. Like he could come back, and he's right-handed. We're gonna go with Madison Bowie. We're gonna go with Madison Bowie 1 year so that we have him guaranteed for next year. All right, let's just go ahead and get to, I guess, waiver day. So we'll sim through this Calgary game. We won. We'll sim up to here. Madison Bowie. Oh, I have a full roster. Oh shit! Hold on. So, yeah, we should be good. We're gonna want to send Madison Bowie up here whenever we get him. So we're gonna go ahead and advance the day here. Damn, Derek Ryan signed Derek Ryan got a ton of points. 8 points. Okay, we went 6-1 in the freaking regular season. I mean, in the preseason. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and advance day. Come on, Madison Bowie. Sign with us, Madison Bowie. There we go. There we go. All right, we are going to go ahead and sim up to the time we get to assign our scouts. We're going to come back and check on players, I think around Thanksgiving, see where the thing kind of is. We also have money and room to pick up another scout. So we might do that around Thanksgiving as well. So now that we are here in the regular season, this is the lineup. We made a lot of moves. We shed a lot of salary. We are down to, what are we down to? Hold on. We're down to 68 or essentially 69 million spent. So we got down under 70. Boss wanted me under 72. So we're running a tight ship. It's got to be cheap here. Next year is going to be a little bit tougher to stay under the goal. Well, actually, no, because I guess we got a lot of money coming off with Demers gone. Demers frees up a lot for these guys, but then, yeah, we got to sign like Guryanov again. Garland's going to be up. It's going to be some guys that could potentially, but Derek Ryan and Demers should free us up. We'll see. We'll see if they let me spend any more money next year. It probably depends on how we do. It probably depends on the team and how much money we make and all that. But for now, we really want to just build around Clayton Keller. We have a future number one center. We have a number one defenseman right now. We have another number one defenseman in the wings. And we may have picked up another like top six center just through free agency. He got left by his old team, potentially in Jeremy Bracco. The only thing we don't really have going forward is a goalie. And then just the team to fill in around Clayton Keller and OEL and Jacob Chikrin. So we'll see how it goes for us. We will be back, like I said, on Friday, ready to go. If you watched all this, thank you. That means a lot. This is a pretty long video. These are going to be pretty long. I hope that you enjoy it. I'm going to try and play this pretty seriously. I mean, I know I just did make a bunch of trades, but they were to shed salary. I mean, teams are allowed to make trades. It's just NHL GMs don't like it, I guess. So yeah, thank you very much if you watched all of this. I will be back on Friday, and then I will be back the next Friday. Gonna really, really try to make this a full-on every Friday series, but I was just waiting for the game to come out and a roster update to come out so that it had the more updated rosters. There's still none of the kind of college prospects and stuff, but we'll see how far we go in this Arizona GM mode, and maybe sometime later in this game's life cycle we will start another one with your college players, like potentially, I mean, who knows, I don't know who all's out there, but the guys who aren't in the game right now, I guess your Tim Stutzels and stuff like that. So yes, thank you for watching. You have a great day and take care.